The role of community in gaming is unquestionable. We have seen it quite recently in League of Legends, where Riot tried to reduce the amount of freebies in League of Legends. But there are certain genres where it is more necessary to give proper feedback. Gacha games are the most dangerous, most manipulative and most predatory games on the market. They try to exploit your weaknesses to make sure you pay for their characters. They have even the ability to ruin lives for people who lack self-control. For this reason, the role of a community of its content creators is especially important. From my time watching and interacting with Gacha community, I've seen certain types of people playing those games and interact with its community. I've deduced 5 different types, but we will talk more about just 2 of them. We have skeptics, realists, enjoyers, dreamers and deniers. Skeptics are the critical voices in the community, the ones who see the mistakes, who see how predatory these games are and voice their concerns. Realists are very similar, although they keep that to themselves and their own bubble. They are critical in their own close group. Enjoyers just play the game, they do not engage with the community that much, that's the largest of the group. And then we have dreamers, who are similar to realists, positive towards the game and everything that comes from the game, but within their own bubble. And lastly, we have deniers, who are the polar opposites of skeptics. These deniers deny any mistakes the game has. They view critiques towards the game as an insult. I will talk mostly about skeptics and deniers because they are the mostly heard voices within the community. They are the more important when it comes to sending feedback. We'll start with skeptics. I see skeptics as the most diehard fans who are very engaged with the game. They know how it works. They see what are the flaws. They are capable of critical thinking, of nuance, and how to fix certain issues within the game. These players are also very transparent in what they wish for. They know the difference between its content creators and its viewers isn't great. They are very much in line what they wish for. There isn't much difference. Both groups are transparent. They are critical, they value new insight to what is wrong and how it can be improved. Not all of them provide a way how to improve it, but they may at least say that this is bad for this and this and this reason. They might be even considered as making drama outside of their own group, because they voice their concerns, they voice the issues. Most recent example could be the global passive in HSR, but we will talk more about that in the later part of the video. Let's now talk about deniers. Deniers are the positive face of the community. They deny any issues the game has. For this reason, they are very dangerous group of people. They do not sound any concerns. They might be even considered younger, more simplistic, not capable of critical thinking, but most importantly, they are blind to what is the truth. They prosper in lies, in manipulative behavior. They could be considered even hypocritical, especially its content creators. Its content creators, I would say, are the largest problem within this group, because content creators in general are the voices of the community. They should voice what is the issue with the games, what is good and what is bad. But some of these content creators, they are positive only because they have money incentive. They cannot say what is wrong because they could lose their job, they could lose the sponsorships and so on. They are like a bird in a cage in that sense. Its viewers are more simplistic, usually younger audience, and they see only the positive in the game. They wear rose-colored glasses. These players could be also considered stuck in a Stockholm syndrome. Developers want to squeeze every single coin out of their pocket, while these people try to convince you that the game is the greatest out there, but in reality, that's not the case. Deniers are the problematic group within this community, and we have seen it in Genshin Impact and now in Honkai Star Rail, where deniers are taking huge stands. They are gaining upper hand over skeptics, because deniers make the company and the developers look good, while skeptics do the opposite. Skeptics point the mistakes, deniers confirm that there are no mistakes. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. And that's the largest problem. Deniers could be attached towards the game in more ways. They have good memories from spending time in the game. They spend so much time playing the game that they cannot quit it. Or they spend too much money. Denier viewers could be also considered parasocial in a sense that they have some kind of parasocial relationship with some of its characters. They not just bring harm to the game community itself, but also to themselves. But I'm not here to judge. I'm just acknowledging that these people are problematic for the health of the game. If Deniers will take the upper hand in-game in its community, then the game will just go and try more predatory tactics. The game will push even for more problematic ideas. Examples could be 2 banners for new characters, while putting all the free rewards into second half of the banner, as we have seen with Mavuika and Citlali banner. Or the most problematic thing out there, global passives, which will effectively make sure that you have to pull all the new characters. Otherwise, your account might be bricked because you missed on a global passive. It will now be insanely problematic FOMO. Hoyoverse itself is very problematic in the gacha space as they created a new norm, such as 50-50, or the unnecessary friction in weapon banner where you had to lose twice before you could finally pick the weapon you wanted to have, and so on. But due to its size, there isn't much we can do about it. We can only make sure to support the smaller games out there. And what about feedback wins? How the games will change? The games might be less predatory. The games might have more content, might be more fun, might have better tools. Weathering Waves with 2.0 is a great example of this. We have voiced our concerns. We told them what is wrong and they changed it. They even gave us eco loadouts. But let's be honest, Weathering Waves isn't all wins. They had some flops. For example, their newest endgame mode, Whimpering Wastes or whatever it is called. That was a huge flop on their part and I hope that it will change. That's the feedback they need to hear. And Core Games wants this feedback. That's not like Hoyoverse who denies any feedback like that. For this whole video, I probably sounded like I'm someone who views community as everything, but that's not the truth. Competition is also very important in this space. All games need some kind of competition, otherwise they will become complacent and then they will try to do less and less and less and seeing if the players notice or not. Examples could be Genshin. Outside of Gacha, it could be World of Warcraft until Final Fantasy XIV came around. There might be more examples, but these are what I'm the most familiar with. Competition is great, and Weathering Waves showed us this. With its release and even before, we saw bigger rise in quality of life changes in both Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, which made the games better ultimately. But I am glad that as the time goes on, we see more and more competition out there. There are games like Dread Knight Abyss, Azure Pramelia, or even Ananta. The gacha space becomes more and more diverse in whatever you wanna play. It's not like Genshin and Honkai Star Rail and that's it. It becomes better as more competition is out there. But nothing will change if Hoyoverse audience, filled with deniers, will deny any issues. This group needs to look into themselves to see the flaws in the game, to see the flaws in the game, to see how it can be improved and not just Genshin is better because it has Hutao, or Genshin is better because it has bright colors, or because of Paimon, or whatever. That's just flawed. That's not what it is about. Toxic positivity kills games, and Genshin is a good example of this. Feedback is what saves them, and I want you to look inward and see where do you belong. Do you want to stay denier and ruin the game you love, or are you willing to step up to become critical voice in the community? Do you want to see the game prosper, or do you want to praise Hoyoverse for the games they made, even though they just want your money out of your pocket with nothing to give you back, and just progressively make the games worse and worse and worse? What is your stance on it? Do you think I'm completely wrong about this? Do you think that skeptics are the problem in the community, or do you have the same stance? Let me know in the comments down below. And that would be it from me today. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.